Thornberry interrupted by BBC host who points out QT audience are laughing at her. BBC Question Time presenter Fiona Bruce pointed out to Labour's shadow Foreign Secretary Emily Thornberry that the audience was laughing at her Brexit argument. Labour's Emily Thornberry claimed the party were the alternative and we give hope to the British public, sparking a quick response from the host. BBC Question Time presenter Fiona Bruce pointed out to the shadow Foreign Secretary the audience were laughing at her. Mrs Thornberry was quizzed over the Labour Party using Brexit to try to secure a general election. The Labour Party frontbencher said, "I think this government has not only manifestly failed on Brexit, it is failing on everything else as well. We are the alternative and we give hope." The BBC host interrupted Mrs Thornberry, pointing out the audience was laughing at her. Ms Bruce said, "Look at the reaction you are getting, Emily, as you are saying this. People are laughing." The shadow Foreign Secretary replied, "I am telling the truth as I know it and as I see it. As I see it, Labour is the alternative and Labour has a policy when it comes to the health service. When it comes to investment and infrastructure. When so many people, in my view, who voted to leave the European Union, felt that they had not been listened to for generations, that they had no chance, their children had no chance, and their children were leaving and were not coming back. These are communities that hadn't been invested in, that it was all about London and the South East, and that was all the government cared about. Part of the answer, in my view, in relation to the Brexit vote, was to deliver a reasonable Brexit that looks after the economy first and foremost, but also looks after the regions and nations of our country and stops investing probably in our infrastructure." The Labour Party has been accused by the Prime Minister of playing politics with Brexit to try to secure a general election. On Thursday, Jeremy Corbyn called for a general election, insisting there must be a vote at the earliest opportunity. He said, "A government that cannot get its business through the House of Commons is no government at all. So I say to Theresa May, if you are so confident in your deal, call that election, and let the people decide." To break the deadlock, an election is not only the most practical option, but it is also the most democratic option. It would give the winning party a renewed mandate to negotiate a better deal for Britain and secure support for it in Parliament and across the country. For both sides, the EU referendum was about so much more than our relationship with our biggest trading partner and its rules. It was about what's happened to our people over decades and how to build a better future. The need for a government with a clear purpose and direction for the country could not be more urgent. Labour stands ready to bring Leave and Remain voters together to rebuild Britain for the many, not the few. The Prime Minister has scheduled the vote for her meaningful vote on Tuesday. Mrs May has been warned her deal does not have the support of MPs in the Commons. It comes after a turbulent week for Mrs May, who on Wednesday lost a vote on an amendment which will force her to reveal her Brexit Plan B to the Commons after just 3 days, if she does not get support for her EU deal.